Hello, once again, my dear Ali listeners. This is your host, Dear Ali of Dear Ali Podcast. Once again, saying thank you for spending your precious time with us today. And we've got our amazing co hosts who are returning because dear awesome listeners, you've been so wonderful for staying and tuning with us and learning together with us in this most elusive topic, finding true love. We all want that, right? Please tell us. I want to know what love is. And that is why we've got this another session about finding true love. But we'll be discussing a little bit more about it. But of course, we'll be asking our co-hosts first to introduce themselves with first their age and what do they think what true love is all about. I'll be starting with Eliza.
Hi, Ali. Thank you so much for having me again. Again, my name is Eliza. I'm 28 years old. And for me, Ali, I think true love is something that gives you a peace of mind. And for me, true love is something that you could get randomly, like, um, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I think that's it for me, Ali.
I agree. Even though you don't have to explain it, it tells so much about what we should find about true love is. It's peace of mind. That is why there's this connotation in Filipinos, right? That once couples get married, they have, we say, oh, are now on peace. In Tagalog,
Yes.
lumagay sa tahimik. You are now rest in peace now. You're not dead anymore, but you are resting because you have stopped finding because you already have found one true love, right? You're now
Yes.
at peace. Yes, but this peace is about security, not being 6 feet under. It has
Yes.
become a joke for us Filipinos that, oh, you just recently got married, so finally you went rest and in peace, not in peace, but you have rested now and finally have found peace. Yes, that's what true love
Yes.
is all about. Peace of mind. And it's never a true love when there's this organized disruption or whatever hurtful things or whatever whatever insecurities, whatever disarray in life, because finally it has become everything taking place, right? Because you're no longer alone, but you have someone with you to help you out, taking care, organizing, being able to see everything in a new light, right? When you have finally found love, wow, congratulations, right? And best
Yes.
wishes. How about you, John? How old are you? And what is true love?
Well, hi Ali, hi Eliza. Yes, I'm 35 and thank you so much for having me here. For me, true love is what makes us feel safe, valued and understood because we're not always at our best, right? There are days that we are at our lowest and we have a lot of imperfections, insecurities. So I guess true love finds us when uh we can see ourselves in uh the eyes of other person, that they accepted us no matter what. So that's what true love means to me. So it goes deeper
Amazing.
than that. Yes.
Yes, that's why we build a family together. That's why we
Right.
call this house we live in together is a home. because there's love. And what love is, according to Joanne, it's safe.
Right.
It makes you feel safe. You're valued. You're understood. You're accepted. Then that makes your house your home, right? That
Right.
makes us family. Because if it's we're families, no matter what it takes, we're still family, right? We go and work together, build this family together because we're in love. Yes, amazing. That's why, I'm finally home, right? When you
Right.
say that, wow. Thank you so much. And that is why, dear listeners, we all want this, right? We all want this state of being loved. And that I have here a pop up question from one of our listeners. They said, "Hey, what do you think is emotional intimacy? What does it mean to you?" Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead,
Um,
Liza.
so
Oh,
oh,
Joanne,
it's
sorry.
actually Joanne. That's okay.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Right. Well, for me, what the intimacy means to
Emotionally.
me, right?
Yes,
Emotionally, right? It's something that we should be first have full understanding, not just with the person that we are with, but we started to have that from ourselves. We must have like understanding of ourselves before we understand other people, right? So for me it's like in the depths of communication, right?
correct.
um Being seen without judgment, because how are you gonna understand the other person if you are not, if you haven't I mean, if you don't know how to reflect, if you haven't experienced, I mean, understand
Right.
what they really feel like. You have to put yourself in their shoe, right? So
Perfect.
that's
Yes.
like perfect emotional intimacy, meaning is like reflecting for me, right? Without
Thank you. Yes.
without
Eliza? Yeah. Eliza? Would you like to
Yes.
add in that? Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with Joe what she said about emotional intimacy. I think for me it's all about communication, Ali. It's also about being able to show them your flaws and your fears without being judged. That's emotional intimacy for me, Ali.
Wow. Yeah. Same answer with Joanne, right? No judgment. For me, like emotional intimacy, right? That sweetness on my emotions is like this.
right.
Um, like, Adam Sandler says, I let you hold your remote control, right? I want to grow old with you, right? Those stuff like, um, he knows what my favorite color is, right? And he respects that. Like, for example, emotional intimacy that I've seen with younger generation right now, they spend hours and hours doing Mobile Legend, and no matter what the other couple would say, they do crazy stuff, crazy things while doing Mobile Legend. They do say whatever they want to say, no judgment, right? They enjoy together and spend so many hours together doing the Mobile
Right.
Legends, right? That's emotional intimacy to me. Like, for example, um
Right.
no
I agree.
yeah,
It's like having having something to enjoy together, right?
mm-mm,
Like something in common, right?
Correct.
mm-mm,
That's really a thing, because not every day that you would be surprised, or I mean that the other person would extra mile for you to make both of you happy. So at least there
correct.
should be like something like a hobby, right? Like favorite food that they can enjoy together, they can bond
Yes,
together. So intimacy is not limited to something, that, right? So there should be
yes,
something in common.
Yes, and
Correct.
that helps the spark, right? Eliza, you would like to add something?
Nothing. I just totally agree with what Josh said, Ali.
Yes, and that helps the spark keep on going, right? That there's this something that you do together that you find love together. Like, for example, emotional intimacy, another thing I would like to deep into that is that there's this writer, and this girl, when she first read this writer's book, she discarded it and she doesn't know why it has become a bestseller. But when she met this author and they fell in love, she went back and read that same book that she found before icky. But now that she fell in love with this author and they have started this beautiful relationship, she went back and read the book and finally found it so amazing. Right? So it
Right.
love is really changes us, really changes our perspective. There's now new way of seeing things, and now there's this emotional intimacy because we are in love, right? For example, um previously you don't like watching anime, but your partner is so into anime, you give it a try and then wow, right, you're hooked. Or for men, he doesn't know why, no judgment, but my wife likes Korean dramas, she's so an addict. And then he started watching and then wow, wow, I've got this basketball player um who posted on Facebook that, hey, he's also hooked on K drama because his wife loved it. And then gave it a try and become so hooked as well on Korean dramas and movies. Right? No judgment. Right? There's this respect. Right? We respect our partners' values or what is important to our partners, even the small things and the big things, and even what they like and what they don't like. And then we started looking at things differently, right? There's
Right. I
this
agree.
respect, no judgment, and that's emotional intimacy for me, right? um
Correct.
Beautiful.
Yes, right? That's why I love those men who, into K drama as well. Okay, so let's go and have our next question from our dear listener. How important now is this is kind of tricky. Um let's go past that, my dear listener, because we try to become wholesome here. Let me
Yeah.
just go and have this next question of our dear listener. And don't worry, I'll answer that question for you, my dear listener, but not here on the podcast because we don't want to be
Right.
censored. Let me just go and have this next question from our one of our dear listeners. What does partnership look like in your ideal relationship? Who would like to go first?
All right.
Go ahead.
Mm. Go
Yeah.
ahead,
So,
John. Hmm.
what does partnership look like to me? For me, it's having mutual respect, mutual understanding, and know when it's time to celebrate with them, know when to give space to them, right? Because partnership means to me it's like a teamwork. We support each other in every way, and we share responsibilities, we lift each other, and there should be like two individuals choosing to unite without losing themselves in the process. That's what
Perfect.
partnership look like to me.
Yes. How about you, Eliza? Would you like to add something on that?
Yes. I think for me, Ali, partnership and relationship for me, just like with what we've mentioned in the previous podcast, it's about give and take for me, just like what Jo said. It's about sharing.
I cannot
You
hear you. I'm
share.
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
I
better.
think sorry for that, Ali. I think for me, when we say partner sharing, we it's all about, just like what we mentioned in our in previous podcast, Ali. I think it's all about give and take for
Yes.
relationship. It's all about sharing, what Jo said. And for me, sharing with, not just sharing with finances. It's
Mm-mm.
about sharing both your opinion in regards to something, sharing some things about what future holds for the both of you. You both have plans for you both in future, and I think that's emotional partnership for me, Ali.
Yes, me too. I agree. Ideal partnership for me as well is you you support each other, right? I mean, for example, I've got this friend. He's into this social media thing, and in this social media thing, he's a content creator, and of course, the wife would be the one who's handling comments, right? She's the one who's handling the background thing of handling the subscribers, connecting with them, supporting their social media grow, right? For example, on YouTube, right? Or on this podcast, they work together because they support each other, right? So
Right.
those types of things, those type of ideal partnership, husband and wife partnership, like for example, she got sick, then the partner would do the house chores, right? I mean, that is huge for me, right? Like for example, um, it's the daddy's turn to do the diapers, please, right? For example, or you know, for example, the daddy lost his job. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna say goodbye to you as well. I can work, right? Allow me to work.
Right.
Don't
Yes,
put that macho ego that only men can work. Allow me to work, right? I mean,
correct.
even though I am the one who's working, the woman is the one who's working at home because you lost your job, that doesn't mean that you have become less of a person in this relationship, right? I mean, don't feel like you already lost yourself because you lost your job. You can have your job back or be the daddy husband or house husband. That doesn't mean you have become a less of a man, a less partner because you're not the one who's earning and vice versa. But that doesn't mean as well for men, don't allow the wife also, even though you're providing, you're a good provider, that doesn't mean you will not allow the wife to pursue her dreams as well, right? Because she would lose her own self in the process, right? So let's
I
talk.
agree.
Let's communicate. For as
Hmm.
long as in this partnership we would give our best, let's go and meet and talk. For as long as there's open communication, then this partnership is ideal as far as I am concerned, right?
I agree. Because, for me as individual, we have a lot of things. I mean, we have like one thing that we're really passionate about of doing, and that really makes us happy and complete. That gives us purpose. So when we stop doing that, when we enter the relationship, it's like we're losing the part of ourselves. So I think our partner should like understand that we also have dreams and goals and something that we really really like to do, right? Not just
Mm-mm.
being their partner, like a life outside the relationship. So that shouldn't be I mean, it shouldn't be like stop happening. We can pause it sometimes, like for example, a woman, she became pregnant, and of course, because of the advice of the
The
doctor,
doctor.
something like that, right? We have to park it in the meantime, like for 9 months, and then after the recovery, after the delivery, then we can continue our journey to pursue the things that we're passionate on. That I guess we should not lose our identity, lose what
Mm-mm.
we are really makes us happy, the things that we like to do, right?
Yes. Would you
Yeah.
like to add on that, Eliza?
No, I think Joan said it all.
Mm-mm.
I totally agree with her.
Yes,
Right.
there's this couple, a Filipino celebrity couple that I so love for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm old, I'm 54, and that is why I have known this couple even way back in their elementary days. That is Matteo Gutticelli and Asher, Sandra Asher. You
All
don't
right.
know,
Yeah, I know
right?
them.
I so love these two
Yeah.
people. So way back, um, so many decades ago. So that would be when they were in elementary days. They do not know each other yet, right? So I do already love Matteo Gutierrez because I'm into kart racing. And even though he was in elementary grade, he do kart racing, and he's really is an awesome guy, even when he was so young. And I so love how amazing this boy grew up to become a beautiful man. Not just physically, of course,
Right. I
right?
agree.
Yes.
But because in every aspect of whatever he is, the values that he has set himself for him and for those people around him. Wow, I'm so happy I saw this guy grow up to become an awesome person. And then, of course, I've known Mateo firsthand because Sarah came to become a celebrity during a competition, and she was already in her teens, right? So that's no longer in elementary days. So that's why I have known Mateo earlier. So Sarah have become this amazing um, singer who's known globally, right? And she's so beautiful, so wonderful that really every Filipino and even other countries so like her so much that I do not know. Of course, I respect, but I do not know why their parents do not like them for each other, right? Mateo and when Mateo and Sarah have decided that they're in love, they're going steady. I was so happy. Wow, right?
Right.
Because I've known them for years and then they met and then they finally, wow, so beautiful love
Together. And
story,
then
right?
they tied a knot, right?
Yes. And then how come the parents don't like Mateo? Right? But it's Sarah's decision. So they eloped.
Yes.
Yes, they eloped, right? Sarah eloped to be
Yeah.
with
Right.
Mateo. And Mateo have proven that Sarah made the correct decision, right? And they have
Right.
become partners, not only as husband and wife, but Mateo was so supportive and is so cute, right? Like for example, Ate Sarah or Sister Sarah, or I like to call her sister or Ate, an elder sister in Filipino, even though I'm older, of course, because she's mature enough. That's why I
Yeah.
call her elder sister because she have proven her maturity, right? Because some celebrities with so many money at young age have become so pompous. But Sarah became still so humble. Even
I
Mateo.
agree.
But
Mhm.
Sarah didn't came from a well-to-do family and then wow, now they have become so very rich because of Sarah, right? But Mateo have been so rich ever since. Okay, he was born with silver spoon and yet is so humble, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
He grew up so modest, so
Mhm.
humble.
You
And
know what?
Sarah,
Because
go ahead,
I
sorry.
was able to watch their vlog, and I know Mateo is
Mm-mm.
truly is humble because they are like doing this outreach activity,
Mm-mm.
and they're going mountains to provide
Mm-mm.
kids their needs for school supplies. And
Yes.
he really loves to play with kids.
Mm-mm.
And regardless of the status, you wouldn't really feel that he's like being awkward
Yes.
joining the kids
And not
during
even
their
fake,
lunch,
right?
right?
He's
It's
not a
not,
fake
he's not
person.
faking it. No, it's
Mm-mm.
really sincere. I can see that because I can read facial reactions, I can read tone of voice, and that I know that it's really sincere. Both of them, Sarah and Mateo, they carry
Mm-mm.
values and principles with themselves, and that I guess they totally aligned with each other. That's why they became a perfect match. And I hope
Yes.
in the future that they would continue and have a kid, right? Like
Yes.
their little versions. I'm waiting for that. I followed them actually on social media because I really like Sarah ever since when
Mm-mm.
she joined the competition, and
The singing
I really really like
competition.
her song, right?
Yes.
Like Forever's Not Enough, and the other hit songs that she has, and
Yes.
this most recent with a dance choreography,
Yes.
right? I
And
really really
Mateo.
admire her.
And Mateo
Yeah,
was
she's
dancing in the background.
right.
Right?
Correct.
Yes.
Even Sarah was singing on a concert. Mateo would be taken, at the backstage also dancing, and
Yes, he's
sometimes
really supportive, right? He's
yes.
always
Correct.
present. He always shows up
Mm-mm.
for Sarah,
And vice
right?
versa, right?
Correct.
On Mateo's blog, Sarah would also show up, right? On whatever Mateo's project would be, Sarah would show up on those blogs, right? Um, so that's a partnership, right? You support each other, right?
Correct.
And
Right.
that is why, yes, good job to both of them, right? We support each other. So, going now on our next question from our dear listeners, do you believe love is a choice or a feeling? Well,
Yes.
Yeah, you
Go
go
ahead.
first, Liza.
Okay. I think for me, Ali, it's like a mix of feeling and choice. At first, you're feeling it, at the first years of relationship, you're feeling it, like there's the butterfly in it, the sparks and all. But I think eventually, as the time goes by, it's a choice for me, because there's a scenario wherein I heard someone says that love is a choice because you don't always have that person. There will come a time that sometimes you're not feeling it, but you choose to stay with that person because you've been with them for like a
correct,
couple of years already. So yeah, there's like because in a relationship there's always a struggle, right? There's not no perfect relationship for me, and there will come an instance that you might get feel bored, and you've been together for how many years already, and you've been you've know you've known her, you know all about the other party already.
Right.
And yeah, it's for me, it's a choice for staying with that person. It's always a choice of for the both of you to go back in times that you're in love. I think that's just my opinion. For me, how
correct.
about you
No,
guys?
that's true. I agree with you. Go ahead, Joanne.
Well, yes, I actually agree with Eliza, because at the beginning of the relationship, there is still the euphoria of love. Everything is exciting. Everything is beautiful and happy. Like you are really interested to get to know the person. But as uh, months passed by, it became like stagnant. We get used to be with that person, the companion, and everything is expected because the two people is in a relationship, right? And for me, at that point, after the euphoria of love phase fade away, right? For me, love is really a choice, right? Because it comes with discipline. And discipline is a choice, right? And
Correct. I agree.
mhm. So in the daily effort to care, stay, and grow together, that's a decision to make. So I guess, yeah, love is really a choice after all. It's a verb, like what other
Yes.
people says. Yep.
Yes, it's a verb. I mean, it's an action word, right?
Correct. Mhm.
You cannot l- say you love me and yet you're not fighting for me, right? I mean,
Like not doing anything, like not making
Correct.
any effort.
yes. Like for example, this is me, real talk. My ex mother said that you do not love my son. I said, huh? I'm so in love with him. I mean, I cannot, I'm so in love with him. But the mother says, no, you do not love my son. I cannot believe now that 3 decades after, looking back, that mother of my ex was correct. I do not love his son. I was only on the euphoria of this handsome, beautiful, very kind and handsome and tall guy. Of
Right.
and he likes me and he do these things for me. Everything I like about this person, he loves me so much. He wash my laundry, even my underwear. He did everything for me, and that's why I'm still in love with him. But the mother said, no, you do not love my husband. And then now looking back, she's correct. Why? Because I did not fight for him, right? Because I have
Mm-hmm.
chosen at that, there was this time that I have to choose, will I stay? Because it was very critical at that time. That mother-in-law to be asked me to stay with him and stay with his husband. I mean, my future husband. She asked me to stay with them and go to Australia. Right? They asked me to go to Australia and build a family there because their business that where they in right now, they're having issues with it, and they have to go to Australia. They have to migrate in Australia, and they need me to be with them because they like me. And I said, I love his son, right? But I said, no, I'm not going to Australia. Please, no, wait, because my mom is sick and I
Mm-hmm.
need to be with her here in the Philippines. That is why the mother-in-law to be says, no, you don't love my husband because if she's correct. Now looking back, she was correct because if I do really love my husband to be her son, I will go with them wherever they want to go, right? I will go with them wherever they want to be. Yes, I do love my mother. But
Yeah.
if I want to decide to build a new family with her son, then I have to leave my parents. That's what the Bible said as well, right? That
Yeah.
you have to leave your parents and start a new family with this man. That's love. You have to make a choice. I love my mom. Yes, she was sick. Yes, but she didn't die, of course, yet. Right? She was, she is, I was young way back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I, of course, as a Filipina, we are, I've got no other family, no other, I was an only child. I have got no other siblings to attend to her. So of course she's old, and of course I have to, attend to her. But there
Right.
are ways for her to be healthy and not lonely because my neighbor is her sister, and we've got so many cousins who loves my mom, right? So I was really wrong, right? I didn't choose him. So that wasn't love, right? And that is why going back to Sister Sarah, going
Mm-hmm.
back to her choice,
Right.
her decision to elope with Mateo, right? Was correct. That's her proof
Mm.
that she's in
I
love.
like that. I like that you come to a realization that
Yeah.
you have made the wrong choice, right?
Yes. I didn't
Like
prove
you were
that I
able
was
to
in love.
reflect after all that
So many
happened.
years.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. How I wish I was mature like Sarah, right? Way back then.
Definitely yes.
I wasn't mature enough to know what true love is, that it was a choice, right?
Right.
Correct.
It
Yes.
wasn't just a feeling. I was so euphoric. This guy's a great catch, but I didn't love him enough to choose him. Huh? So girls, so all our listeners right now, if you are listening, it's a choice, not just a feeling. So our next question now would be, of course, a follow-up question. What advice would you give to your younger self about love? Of course, definitely the same advice, right? If I would be able to go back in time, right? And
Right.
oh, how I wish we could go back in time. But that's the question. What advice would you give your younger self about love? I would say, hey, love is a choice. You know, he's a good catch. If you truly love this person, then don't let go, right? Don't let go. Choose to work on it. Let's say you are afraid that someday, somehow, it wouldn't work out, it's okay. At least you've proven your love, right? What do you think, Eliza? What advice would you give to your younger self about love?
Yes, Ali. I think what advice will I give to my younger self is that to always love yourself first. Um and to also I think to also not let don't let anyone make you question your worth again. Because yeah, I've been through a lot, as what I've mentioned before with you, Ali, and Joanne already know it. um I've been through a lot with my previous relationship, Ali, and the advice that I would tell myself is to yeah, do not let and do not let anyone give you that kind of trauma again, and to not let them make you feel less about yourself. And that's it for me, Ali. I think that's
Well,
what
there's a
will.
follow-up question, Eliza. So
Mhm.
you are saying to your younger self, do not, make sure that you will not lose yourself in
Yourself.
the process. And there was a follow-up question. That's your past self. How about your future partner? What do you now hope your future partner would say about being loved by you? Now that
um
you have learned, right? Um, so saying that to your past self. Now, what about your future? What do you now hope? What will you? What do you now hope for your future partner that would say
that I
about being loved by you?
Yes, I think for my future partner, I've learned my lessons the hard way before. And to my future partner, what I could give is same love, but I want that love to have like a respect in both parties. And that is something that I've learned in my previous relationship, Ali, that love should have respect in both parties. It's like what we've mentioned before, that it was give and take. And I think the effort that I gave was still same, the love that I give was still same, but as long as I've seen him do the same effort and have same respect as what the respect that I gave him. I think that's it for me, Ali. I think that is what kind of love that I could give to my future partner. I mean, I have a boyfriend right now, so that's what I'm giving him. I'm still giving him same love, but of course, as long as I've seen him do the effort a lot, and the consistency of him loving me as what we've had on the first couple of months we have. So that's just for me, Ali. And how about you guys?
Right. Well, I just want to tell the listeners that I'm actually friends with Liza, and I know what she went through, and what how she overcome the struggle, the challenges, and recovery, all that. So right. Um, I know what she went through, and that's actually beautifully said, Eliza, that now that you have learned from your past, you wanted to uh like uh hope for a better experience when I mean, in terms of having a relationship. So that
Yes.
is really a good point, right? Well, for me, I want to share, if I'm going to meet my younger self, I would tell her to try meeting someone, to allow someone to date her. Because, my knowledge about love is actually limited, right? I am a late bloomer. I
Mm-mm.
was in a over 5 year relationship with someone, and that was my only and last relationship. I was already 28 when I met someone that I want to share my life with. But right, it didn't end up well, but that's okay. I've learned so many things. So I would say that as early as teenager, like 18, you should try, like, allowing yourself to be liked and like someone, because that's not a bad thing. It's part of being a human being, right?
Yes.
Because it's
Correct.
like I was really like aloof. I'm avoiding men, I'm avoiding boys, right? Because I don't want them to hook up with me. I don't want them to get what they want. I always have like trust issues and all. I was really picky. But that's okay. Being picky is okay. But I mean, at least to experience dating someone, to meet someone, because it's hard to learn things like too late or later in life. But then again, we have different timelines, right, for some things of every aspects of our lives. It's just that for me it happens in my late 20s already. So it's kind of like, even though I'm already in my 30s right now, it's really hard to deal with the healing process. But I'm still trying, and I think I have already moved on. It's just that I'm trying to repay myself the time that I was not able to take care of myself, and I'm doing it much better now. So I'm hoping that when I enter a new relationship, I am more mature in handling it. I'm more mature in always rooting for myself, not losing myself in the process, just to keep that person, right? Because there
Yes.
should be always like non-negotiable and negotiable, and those non-negotiable, those are really uh like a deal breaker. Like, we shouldn't be like um putting that aside for that person, because that's when disrespect is being abused, or that's
Yes.
when the person become abusive, when we don't put boundaries for ourselves, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
agree. So the 18-year-old Joanne, how we wish we could go back in time, but we're telling you right now, 18-year-old
Right.
Joanne, do not be afraid. How be open, and so that you will not be a late bloomer, or you can have an experience that you could learn from. So, dear 18 Joanne, get the advice of your 30-ish Joanne. Don't
Right.
be afraid.
Yes.
And how about the future? Your future partner. Are you currently in a relationship right now, Joanne?
No, I am almost 2 years single, and
Okay.
I'm not dating anyone. I'm not replying to invites.
Wonderful, wonderful. But
That
what
because I don't feel ready yet. I need the time for myself. The time
it's okay.
I lose not taking care of myself. I really love my own companion now. And I'm looking forward to hit the gym, to travel and all. I wanna pay myself back for the
All
things
the
I was not
lost
able to
years.
provide myself. Yes, cuz
Yes. 5
I
years,
know
right?
if it's yes, if it's meant for me, I know it will come in time, but right now I think I really have to go all in for myself, to lock in and make myself better, right? Because I want to build something for myself that not that cannot be taken away by anyone. So even if they leave me, no matter who this person is, whether it's a family member, a friend, or someone, the love of your life, I'm not gonna lose myself in the process. I still have something to be proud of because I was able to build something for myself, and I guess that gives me purpose, not just within the relationship, but the highest form of love I can give myself.
Yay!
Right.
Yes. So, what do you think your future partner would tell you now about love so that he can love you? What do you think he would like you would like to hear him say about you?
I
What do
think
you
how
want
I want
now? Uh-huh.
that's a very good question. I think how I wanted to be loved is to be understood and to be accepted, and I want them to show up for me, not just during the best times or best moments of my life, but when the rough when the road is rough, when I am at my rock bottom, right? I hope they'd stay with me. Um, I hope that person stays with me no matter what. And even though I'm not always beautiful, every day they see the ugliest comfortable version of myself at home, they would still that person would still love me, something like that. So that I wish someone, I wanted someone to love me for who I am, right?
Correct. So I believe the one that have thrown in that question from our dear listeners have heard you, Joanne, and he will take that into consideration so he can become your future partner. Okay, so I'm so sorry about that. Let me just go and have the next question from our dear listeners. Um,
Sure.
that would be, let me go and take a look at this. Yes. Since all of us have experienced heartbreak, what has they're asking us, what did our heartbreak taught us?
Well, let me go first. I've learned a
Yes,
lot of lessons, even though it's just one and last relationship that I had. I've learned so many things. That man is equivalent to 10, actually. So, for over 5 years, I didn't know how much I love myself until I get to be in a situation where it's difficult to make choices. Because I don't want to lose this person. I also want to work on myself, but at the same time I'm unable to do that because I'm so distracted. I am emotionally down, physically tired, mentally exhausted, and I cannot function because I'm losing the drive. Because only when he's okay, when he's giving me the attention, that's the time when I feel okay, and that shouldn't be the case. So I guess I didn't know how much I love myself until until I discover that the need for attention, something like that. And it's always is a must that we keep rooting for ourselves, that we set boundaries. So that I guess is the lesson that I've learned. And also I was able to develop the highest form of respect for myself, love for myself, because I was able to let go of that person no matter how much I love him, right?
Yes,
And
congratulations.
I still wish him the best, because right now he has a kid. It's over 1 year old already, and I wish that he becomes a
A
better
better father
person
now.
and a
Yeah.
father, yeah, for that child, right? A present father, should I say, because that's much better. Mhm.
Yes, thank you, Joanne, for sharing. How about you, Liza? What does heartbreak have taught you?
Yes, Ali. Thank you for that. Anyway, Ali, for me, I think what heartbreak taught me is that to be strong. At first, um I him leaving me with a kid, it was the I was very scared. But leaving him taught me how to be strong and to face challenges alone with my kid. And also, as what Joanne said, um, heartbreak will taught you how to love yourself more. It will make you see your self worth and what kind of relationship you will want in the future. That's what love heartbreak taught me, Ali. And being strong as not just a woman, but as a mother, to be able for your kid to be able to see that um uh this my mom was able to pull it through without the help of my father. And that is what heartbreak taught me, that I need to be strong, not just for myself, but for the for the people that I love, for the people that truly cares about me. And
Correct.
yeah, that's just for me, Ali.
Yes, good job to both of you that you have become a better person, right? You have become to love yourself more because of this heartbreak. Amazing lessons. And me, what have I learned about heartbreak? It's painful, devastating, but toothache is more painful. Promise,
Yeah.
toothache is more painful, dear listeners. Toothache is more excruciating than the heartbreak that you're feeling right now.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree.
you might think that you're currently on a heartbreak and you think that your world have crumbled because congratulations to Joanne, right? 5 years and she have learned to let go. Congratulations. Same with you, my dear listeners. It's painful, but congratulations to yourself if you have learned to let go of that love that's already giving you pain. Don't be afraid to get hurt because of the breakup. It really is so painful that you might feel like your world will crumble down over, but toothache is more painful. Promise. So if you have survived toothache, then definitely you can survive heartbreak. Promise! That's true. Right? Do you agree, Eliza?
Yes, Ali.
Joanne? Yes, because these two girls have experienced heartache and look at them now, right? They're loving themselves more. They have learned that they can become stronger. They have learned to open their eyes and see that, hey, I'm a better person. I'm worthy of a better treatment, right? And I've got people who truly loves me and cares for me and they need me. And that is why, yes, thank you for all the lessons, but goodbye. Goodbye. It's not It's hard to let go. It's hard to say goodbye, but really have to say goodbye. But we're not saying goodbye yet, dear folks.
Yes.
Okay? We still have here a question from our dear listeners that what's something you're still learning about loving others?
Go ahead, Joanne. Do you have any idea? Like,
Well, well, for me, loving others is not ownership. Loving them like um where that person or anyone can breathe, right? Because love is not in control. It's something that you give them freely, right? And you don't expect someone to like um do it, but you allow them to love you the way they can. So that's it
Yeah,
for me.
correct. You don't own me. Right? There's a song like
Right?
that, right? I love you. I really do um want to give everything, all this effort to make this amazing relationship with you. But you don't own me. There's that song, right? Let's say they said that once you make a vow and you got married, but still you don't own me. Meaning the whole you is mine, yes, the whole me is yours, but there's you cannot dictate me. You cannot shape me into something or someone that I am not me. And that is why Joanne right now is enjoying her single life, enjoying a lot of things, and enjoying this journey of developing herself, because we do not need a partner to make us who we are or say that, hey,
Complete.
yeah,
Right.
hey, I love you and I want you to wear this. This looks good on you. Yes, I will, but don't impose. Propose, right?
yeah,
Eliza, anything that you would like
Mm-hmm.
to say? What's something you're still learning about
about
loving
loving
others?
others. I think what something that I could say about learning to love others is to let someone know you. Open yourself up to them, let someone know you, and yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't have anything to say about that, but I think to let someone love you openly and to see where it goes, I think.
Yes, correct. See where it goes. Don't, you know, dictate where we are
Yes, yes.
going. Yes, it's a partnership. It's two to tango. We dance to the music. If the song is sad, then be with me, right? If the song is jolly, be with me. I mean,
Correct.
we dance in the same tune together. Loving relationship is being together. Be with me, not somebody else. And
Yes.
you're with me physically, but your mind is on this illusion of this waifu type of person,
Correct.
right? Be with me. I mean, like me. I mean, you. Yes, because I love you. But at the same time, love me for what I am, for simply being me, right?
Yes.
Don't
Correct.
love me for what you intend or hope that I would be. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to sing, but it's something like
Right.
that, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I want to improve myself. That's why Joanne is now on the current journey of developing herself, because she would like to be whole, a better person for her
Right.
next loving relationship. But she doesn't want to lose herself again, right? I want to
Yes.
improve. Yes, I'm going to have a new partner in life, but that is because I want to grow old and be a better person. I mean, I want to mature with you. Me, the matured, better version of me, not the mature. or whatever that you think what a woman should be, right? And so if that is not me, that you have perceived an ideal person or an ideal partner would be, then you're not fit for me, and vice versa, right? It's okay. We respect our own choices. We respect boundaries. We respect our opinions. We respect what we love. We respect what is important with each other. But if it's no longer in sync, right? Like, for example, we love Microsoft and we love Chrome, but others prefer Chrome, and don't say bad words about Microsoft because you're used to Chrome. Don't say about me using an Android because you're using an Apple phone, right? Meaning, we respect if we don't like what I am, right?
Right.
Then don't use me. Don't be with me. If I'm Microsoft, I'm Bing, Microsoft. If you don't like me, then use Chrome. Be with Chrome, right?
Yes, yes,
I
correct.
mean, that
Or
doesn't
Mac
mean,
OS.
yes, that
Yeah, there's
doesn't,
always difference, right?
yes, that doesn't mean that I'm a less of a person because you said no to me and vice versa, right? We cannot say, he left me because uh, I'm not worthy of his love. Maybe there's something wrong with me. No, no, there's nothing wrong with me, and vice versa. It's just that we're not meant for each other, right? Correct?
Yes, correct.
True love is finding the one that would really make you love yourself, not just loving me or you, but making us love ourselves because you love me. That's true love, right? Finding the right one makes you understand what true love is all about. Dear folks, this is your dear Ali, and we're present time again, and really do appreciate you spending this moment of your precious, wonderful time with us together. Likewise, Eliza and Joanne, would you like to say bye bye for now for our dear listeners?
Hi, dear
Yes,
listeners. Thank you so much for having us here. I hope that you were able to get something learned from our experience, and I hope
Yes,
everyone is gonna be able to like develop self love and self care because that's very important, and to always root uh for ourselves
correct.
regardless of the seasons, the situations and circumstances. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Likewise, Joan, we learned so much from you. How about you, Liza? Would you like to say some bye bye last thing for our
yes. I just want to say
listeners? Mm.
thank you so much, Ali, for having us again. And also to our dearest viewers there who is listening, just always remember that love is a choice and it's the one who stays at the end. Yeah, thank you so much and have a great
Yay.
day.
Bye bye, folks. Till the next. Love, love, love.